The Casualties is a poem that is dedicated to Chinua Achebe, who was the representative or ambassador of Biafra during the Nigerian Biafra War. And the reason why he writes him this poem, he dedicates this poem to him, is for him to understand that when there is war, there are consequences. The speaker announces that the end point of every war is that there will be casualties. He notifies that casualties do not only involve those who are dead, but they are free from the miseries of the world. He mentioned other casualties that include those who are wounded and those who may likely die, those who have lost loved ones, those who have lost property, and those who have been separated from their lost ones because of the ongoing war. Other casualties include those who are taken away at night to unknown destination or to a cell which is a cruel place. Their lives are as good as being near their graves. The casualties do not only include those who are at home, but also those who start the war and do not know how to bring it to an end. The innocent. Many innocent people suffer in the war, which they know nothing about. In an attempt to escape bomb shells, some innocent people are trapped under falling walls of buildings. The casualties also include those who are abroad, those who have likely started the war because they are messengers of divide and rule and hatred. They sit and enjoy themselves in beer parlors, enjoying themselves. Why? The masses are suffering in a war which they know nothing about. He refers to them as wandering entertainers or warlords who instill hatred in the hearts of men and drag the world and humanity into a well of barbarism they know nothing about. The guns cannot be silent because the belligerent parties throw accusations at each other. The innocents have nowhere to go to, while the perpetrators live comfortably in their comfort zones. When wars are fought because people cannot listen to one another. And despite the fact that we cannot measure the degree of wrong committed by both sides, there will be war atrocities. Those involved in the war are mere actors. Those involved in the war are mere actors who have no say in their lives, and their lives continue to be the same as the start of the war. Life cannot be the same when people have unpaid taxes, they listen to gossip, some embezzle, and others are afraid that they are in possession of what does not belong to them. Finally, the speaker confirms that when there is a war, we are all casualties because of malnutrition that will cause kwashiorkor. This is a poem about the Nigerian civil war that had caused a lot of misery, suffering, and frustration among those who were involved in it. While the war was started by General Ojukwu, he left Biafra to suffer. While on exile, malnutrition alone killed millions, as the Nigerian army blockaded Biafra by air, sea, and land. Many Biafrans also lost their lives and property because of inadequate military artillery. The speaker castigates war as a means of solving differences. The reason being that wars can be easily started, but it is difficult to bring them to an end. Many innocent civilians suffer. Property is destroyed. Families are separated. There will be many deaths and many would flee to unknown parts where they are unsafe and where they will live as refugees. He also wishes that people can listen to one another through dialogue. He condemns those who incite hatred and encourage war because there is no winner, as everybody will be a casualty. The poem is addressed to Chinua Achebe, who acted as Biafra's ambassador during the time of the Civil War. He wants Achebe to see the cruelty of war and the suffering that both sides are subjected to. Metaphorically, the poem symbolizes human suffering because of a war which could have been avoided if people decided to listen to one another. He blames the politicians and warmongers for igniting the mesh to prove that war is evil and diabolic. It is easy to start a war, but very difficult to bring it to an end. Ironically, there will be no winner, but just losers, because everyone will be collateral damage. The poem condemns the futility of war, which only brings enmity among people and prevents social harmony and cohesion in the society. War brings misery, brings poverty, brings hatred, and throws the whole community into chaos.